This is reposted.
Mark Kumar is a lifestyle entrepreneur. He coaches entrepreneurs to run profitable online business by sharing their own advice. You can find him on Twitter and Instagram at Mark2Kumar. Today's idea comes from Mark's website, markkumar.com. And the quote is, "You can easily gain a skill, be a photographer, web developer, or fitness guru, but if you don't know how to acquire a customer who's willing to give you money, then you just have a very expensive habit that's going to bankrupt you." I like this. It makes me think of being a Formula One driver. What does this mean to you?
Are you talking to me or
Yeah.
I'm talking to you.
Of course, I'm talking to you. All right. All right. So basically what that means is like you can have this, like, for example, I will just go with the relationship in terms of photography. You know, when I was doing the photography business, there were a lot of people who had this really, really expensive cameras, which is great to have. But they were like people compared themselves with people who were doing for 10, 20 years and they got like $10,000 worth of camera. Yet they don't have any clients. So what they're really doing is spending their hard-earned money, working on their regular 9-to-5 job, and then going and spend that money. And some people, believe it or not, which was like mind-boggling, they were literally taking out loans to get a camera, knowing the fact they don't even have any clients who is going to pay you to get that money back. To me, it was like unreal. I couldn't believe it. That was like, I couldn't wrap my head around this. I'm like, if you really want to have a successful business, make sure before you put out anything, you have a client who has a specific need, who is willing to pay you. And now you just have to go and get the gear or digital wear or whatever. So basically, the very first thing you want to do, get a client first before you even create a product or have a service. Because if you have a client who, let's say, gave you advance or whatever service you want, for example, I have a photography service and I don't have a gear, especially in this world, it's really, really easy to be a photographer because you don't have to own an equipment. You could literally go and rent it out for the day. And that way your cost is like next to nothing. So for example, if I'm doing a portrait shoot, I have a client who's going to pay me $200 for that shoot, editing and everything else. If I don't have equipment, that's great. I could go and spend $100 on renting an equipment. And then the other $100 is a profit for me. And I do that for X amount of time until I have enough money saved up from this business that I have that is going to pay for the gear and the other things that I need. That's what I call a profitable business.
Mark, how do I say this politically correct? You sound like a party pooper. I want to go buy the shiny new camera so I could show it off to my friends, so that I could have the best gear to pimp myself on my website, so that I could say I got the coolest stuff, so that then clients will be attracted to me.
Well, I'm absolutely so glad you said that, because you can show it off to your friends, but your friends are not the one who's going to pay you the money to pay your bills or have the lifestyle that you have or you want to have. Go on those nice vacation, go on a beach, enjoy the time with your friends, your family, your kids, whatever. Your friends not going to do that. They'll be the one like, hey, can you give me some money?
So I like this idea, but I want to push back a little bit, because what I talk about a lot on this podcast is just start doing stuff for free and the money will take care of itself. So I get, like, don't spend $10,000 on this, but early on when you're starting a business, the only equity you have is your time. So maybe you can do photo shoots with like your camera, like your phone, but maybe scale up to it. I don't think that you should have to have a client before you start doing something. I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, it goes back to like, what do you want to have a business or you want to have a hobby?
Yeah.
Which
one? Have a hobby.
If you want a hobby, you can do whatever you want with it. But if you want to have a business that you can actually go on and pay taxes in the next 2-3 years, and then legitimate clients who can literally tell you like, hey, Larry's a great guy, Andrew's a great guy, go hire them. That's what you want. Your friends are going to be like, oh, Larry and Andrew is great guys. but
Mhm.
they're not going to tell you go hire them.
Well,
Only
what's your advice on trying to get a client if you say, hey, I want to do a photo shoot for you, but you don't have a body of work to show them? Like, do you say, hey, trust me, I'm going to be good, pay me?
Well, in that case, if you don't have a client, right, then that's where you utilize your friends. So like, hey, let me take a picture of you. The reason being is because they're gonna get something out of it. Because
Yeah.
no one is gonna give you everything for nothing. If they feel like they're getting something out of it, so it's a win-win. You get a portrait portfolio, a picture for your portfolio. They get a picture for your social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, whatever. So it's a win-win for both parties. So no one is gonna say, "Hey, Andrew's horrible" or "Larry's horrible. He cheated me," you know.
If there's any budding photographers out there, anybody can take pictures of me for free if they want. Hey, Mark, you are a really kind of fascinating guy. You started this photography business. You started a website business. Now you train entrepreneurs how to start their business. But I love your story in that you lost a lot of weight. You're also a trainer. Um, you had some diabetic issues. I think that was the catalyst for you losing weight. We talk about habits all the time and how you change a mental philosophy. Just give us a couple of keys, maybe with just weight loss, of what it is that can send you on a path to accomplishing a goal.
The thing that I learned throughout my whole different businesses is like, whatever you're going to do, you're going to fail. That's given no matter what business you start. Doesn't matter you have been doing for 10 years, 20 years, or you just starting it. The thing between the person who's just starting it, they fail only one time and they just give up, most people. But once you get over that and you fail again and you fail again and you fail again, that's what it is. Some people, when they fail, they're like, oh my God, I feel so horrible. I'm failing all the time. Like, ha, 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 whatever, right? That's one way to look at it. Or you could look at it another way. Failure is an experience that you didn't have before. Like, what did you learn from it? If you learn nothing from it, you learned something from it. It didn't do anything for me. So basically, use failure as a learning experience to move forward.
All right. Well, that's it. That's the key. That's the way to do it, everybody. Mark Kumar, thank you so much for joining us. Go to his website, markkumar.com. I'm Andrew Keller for Mark Kumar and failed photographer Larry Olson saying, thanks for stopping by.
All right.